All right. So, Juliette, are you ready for some questions?
I'm always ready.
Awesome. So, how can a business make themselves more visible on social media? I think a lot of them struggle with this.
Well, I want to start with this big principle that I personally built my business around, and I recommend no matter what you do, always have the principle that people work with people at the heart of everything that you do, because it doesn't matter. Think about your everyday life. For example, if I want to go to a coffee shop in the area where I live, there's like 50 coffee shops when there's no coronavirus threat. So 50 coffee shops. How do I choose? Why do I go to the same coffee shop all the time? Because I connected with people who work there. And the truth is that if they hire someone that I don't connect with and I feel uncomfortable around, chances are I will stop going to that coffee shop. I think that no matter what we're going to a place for, it's the people that make or break our final decision. It's not about the place that the place is the best. It's really the people you like the most. And so when we are showing up, when we want to be more visible, embracing that people are doing business with you is a number one priority for any business owner, CEO. It doesn't have to be a small business, doesn't have to be a solopreneur, but adding that personal brand, adding that personal touch. And you can do it in different ways. You know, if you're a small business or you're a solopreneur, you're obviously like a one-man orchestra and you're doing everything. This is so important. People will work with you. It's so important that you're showing up, you're using video, you are connecting to people, because our decision to buy is a lot of times, and most of the time, it's emotional. You know, it's the connection that we've built, and also watching somebody on screen. There's something magnetic about it, and that's why reality TV genre is so popular. Because even if we hate, like my husband watches Desperate Housewives, not because he likes it. It's like he watched it once, he got shocked, and now every time they're on, he lingers until I have to interfere and say stop it, because there's a magnetism there. There's something about watching these people, especially when you saw them more than once, and using that to our advantage, and obviously showing up with value, showing up with being authentic, but also showing up with who you are. Who you are is so important. This is how we connect to our ideal clients, because our ideal clients are people who are very aligned with who we are. And the business and the expertise and everything is kind of almost like a secondary thing. So showing up with me, my message: show up as who you are. Do live streams, share about your values, share what you think, share things that maybe are polarizing, but they will pre-qualify who are your kind of people and who are the rest of the world who we don't really have to care about. And so this is where I think I'm going now in circles, but yeah, show up as who you are. That's number one rule in visibility.
Very good. That's a great point. So, Jem, what's next?
So, how important is it for businesses to use video to increase their visibility?
Okay, that's a great question. This is why I kind of didn't want to tap into the video yet, because this is how the connection happens. We are social creatures. We love, being in each other's worlds. And again, think about reality TV. We don't have to necessarily communicate. Sometimes watching is enough. And video provides a very intimate experience. It's even more intimate than the real life communication, because you're looking into each other's eyes. Sometimes, I don't look into people's eyes very, very often, but I do into my camera.
Do it right now.
Yeah, I look into your eyes. I open up. I sometimes talk about things that I don't necessarily talk to people in my real life. In fact, one of my clients who has been doing a lot of live video with the coronavirus, her business closed. It's a boutique, and she was doing a lot of videos showcasing what she has in the boutique, but also talking about things that she's passionate about, and offering some words of wisdom, and talk about the secret and the law of attraction. And she recently got a card from somebody who lives in our town and who knows her for many, many years, saying that I am so grateful. I could never say this to your face, but you mean what you do means so much to me. This level of connection is even impossible in real life. What we have with video is powerful, and it's authentic, and it allows you to show up in the way that is the most genuine, I think. And people, I feel like we are energy creatures. So this unique energy that we have, it's a big selling tool, and it's a huge client attraction tool. So using video is when we take a shortcut. It's scary when you don't do it, but when you start doing it, you start enjoying it eventually, and you do things to make yourself look better, feel better about it. You obviously, it's not something that you just turn on. But when you embrace this, it's so empowering. You will start feeling good about yourself. You will start developing great connections with people, and it will definitely have a great effect for your business too.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, I think, and even more so, live video, because it's real, it's uncut, it's raw, it can be very powerful. And I think the other thing is, if with a live video, like this is a live video we're doing right now, we make
Yeah.
mistakes, right? So it shows people that we're human, and I think that that's a much better connection sometimes in these polished, perfect videos, because people's like, well, I could never do that. That's just seems too hard to do, but they don't realize all the
Right.
editing that's gone into that.
And I like the point that Barb made earlier, by the way. This was as we were transitioning. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Actually, she talked about, let me find it real quick from her. So Barb said, you know what? She said that if you think you can, you can. And I think that's a great point, like to both of what like you all have said, which is like, yeah, the technology, it empowers us. It's also about building relationships with people, and also not being afraid, to make mistakes, like technology. If you're not really good at technology, there are, like today, there's no reason to say I can't be good at technology, because there's there's videos everywhere. There's articles everywhere. The piece of advice I would give people would be this. I would say, look up different videos and look at different styles of the way people teach. And, if you find somebody that you think you resonate with, follow their content, and instead of saying, well, hey, let me go to the most popular person, because sometimes the most popular person, they're geeking out and whatnot. And like, I love tech, but if you're talking too much about it, sometimes it just goes over a lot of people's heads.
Right.
And you're bringing to the point you're making the same point there that I made earlier, because you will follow those people you like, right?
Mm-hmm.
No matter how good you are, if I don't like you, if I find you boring, overwhelming, and just exhausting, I will not follow you, and anything you say doesn't sink in.
Absolutely. And Barb, I should actually call this the Barb show, by the way, Barb Tomlin show. Barb also says, talking about religion, Juliette, love what you're saying. Technology connects us, but it takes people to communicate. And that's 100% true. You can have the best equipment. You can have, like you can spend hours, for example, working on something, putting it out there, trying to get it perfect, trying to like thinking, well, hey, this is, the technology is going to do everything for me. And it really comes down to how you communicate with that person. So fantastic points. So, and she also likes your smile, by the way, Juliette.
Thank you.
$1 million smile. That's right. Absolutely.
So we talked about, business getting more visibility through social media, and how important it is obviously to use video to increase visibility, because video is where it's at nowadays, whether it's pre-recorded or live content. Are there a handful of tools, Juliette, that you want to share with viewers that they can tap into to help them increase that visibility?
Absolutely. And I think that we picked a couple of tools. These are my go-to tools. I have, I stream with Ecamm Live. It's a Mac-only standalone software for live streaming. It's so much better than going and live streaming directly in your browser, because browsers were never designed for handling video in that kind of way. So, and it's something that you don't need to be a tech genius. You can figure it out. There's loads of tutorials, but you can create like semi-professional to really good-looking videos with intros and outros and your titles and loads of things you can do with it. And I absolutely love Ecamm Live. I use it for basically. I think that this was what made my business happen, because I was struggling with technology before and nothing wanted to work. And then Ecamm came into my life, and it's like the light turned on. So Ecom Live is definitely brilliant for live streaming. And another two tools that I really love is I love Wave Video, wave.video. It's great to create short promotional videos. You can create your branded intros and outros, call to actions, anything you're promoting, any kind of special offers. And they have all pre-designed templates if you're running out of creativity, or you can create your own that are really true to your brand as well. And it's definitely one of my go-to tools. I spend a lot of time on wave.video. And the last one, and one thing that I really like, if you're creating something, say for Instagram, you can very easily convert it and, create a story, and just with a few tweaks, it's ready to go. So it just multitasking and creating in one place, creating so many pieces of content is brilliant. And the last one that I really love, and I think that we're going to talk about it a little bit, is OneStream Live. And it's a very handy tool for going live, but you're actually not there live. Yeah. And you can do that on your personal profile, on your, you can do it in multiple platforms depending on the level of the account that you have. But I find that it's brilliant, and because we're not machines, and there's days when we just not in the live streaming mode. Our energy is not there. It's important to mind your energy, how you're showing up. And so for those days, sometimes it's easier to record yourself and stream it as if you're live. And then what you can do, this is what I really like, you can be still there, but you can invite more people to your live stream, because sometimes, we need to do extra work. A lot of people go live and they say, oh, nobody's there, and there was 0 viewers and then nobody saw me, but they don't do any work to invite people to their streams. You have to, this is part of how you build engagement, how you build visibility. So while the video is there, I can be inviting all of my friends to watch this video and then interact with them in the comments. Luckily for me on my live streams, and that has to do with my kind of fractioned brain, I get distracted so easily. I'm real a squirrel kind of person. So if I look at the comments while I'm speaking, I can get so distracted I don't remember what I was talking about. I call it the Juliette Stapleton effect, because it happens all the time. So on my normal live streams, I don't really interact with people that much, so it makes it easy for me. But I do think, especially if you're really resisting live streaming, maybe in the beginning, sometimes it's a little kind of cheaty tool, but it's better to do that than not show up. And this is more important. Consistency and being there with video, making sure that your message is heard is more important than, hiding and waiting and not doing it.